Welcome to the No Pressure Program.
Episode 7, The Entitlement Trap. Falling victim to some crazy nonsense. But before we get into that, like we always say, show some love. Like, follow, subscribe. Choose wisely, ENT.
The whole nine, boy.
I'm here.
Make sure you get your...
Damn.
You got a Gmail account?
Whatever.
Go ahead, log in Gmail. Sign in. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's simple. It's effortless. That's one more thing you could do for us. Because we out here putting heat and content for y'all.
Yeah, don't mind what I just did with my fingers. I was trying to point at like the jersey. It's all backwards. And, yeah, man, it's a crazy topic, you know, the entitlement trap, you know, and we all kind of fall into it. You know, I'm one to call out people when it comes to, you know, being privileged, you know, having everything and just squandering it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Facts.
It's so easy to just like take advantage. And it don't even got to be on some like they have it.
Right.
Like, you know, the people who you're taking advantage of and working, I guess, against, you know, they could have nothing. Your work ethic isn't strong enough to supersede yourself out of this trap that you're in.
Right.
That you deserve, you know, a $90K salary. You deserve, you know, to, you know, make $10,000 on, you know, retail by yourself. People think they deserve it just because they work hard. It don't work like that.
All right, hold up. So for the people who just tuned in, what do you mean by entitlement? Go ahead and break it down for these people who don't really know what it means to generally be an entitled individual. What do you know?
Well, and I mean, I guess entitled to me is just simply having a resource, and rather than propelling yourself through, you sit in that comfort zone of I'm okay here, right? Those people that they could work hard,
right?
But they decide to sleep until 11 o'clock every day.
Facts. Okay.
Right. They may be going to school, and there's nothing wrong with going to school. Like I like to bring up. But when that's all you're doing, and it's like a year 8, and you're still at a like junior college, like why are you comfortable moving at that pace?
Yeah.
You know, like I said, there's something in your comfortability, and one thing that most people can't even acknowledge is they allow themselves to be mentally shackled and held back, because it's easier to be broke than it is to work hard and earn everything you deserve.
Facts.
So when you said break it down, all I'm simply saying is mentally they can't get themselves to see that you can be better, but it requires a lot of work in the areas that you want to be great in, right? We can talk about it right now, right? If I wanted to, we could have very well have said, let's not do this.
Facts.
Right? It's 10 o'clock at night.
Facts.
You know, we're up, we're working because this is something we want.
Yeah.
And, you know, my eyes are low, and it's hard to keep the energy, but I'm not going to allow myself to fall into that trap that everything's good. I'm not good where I'm at. I want more. And when I get that, I want even more. Because, again, I have a plan that allows me to continue to chase a dream.
Right.
That can't just stop because, I want to chill. I had a couple drinks. I had a long day. Work was hard. I don't give a fuck. Pardon my French, but I don't give a fuck how hard I work.
Right.
You know what I mean? I can work harder.
Yeah.
I don't care how tired I am.
Yeah.
I'll sleep later. But like I said, that's what like being entitled is, and I can't front and act like there hasn't been times in my life where I haven't felt entitled either. You know, I got to a point where, you know, I started doing one thing good, and all of a sudden it's like I'm comfortable there.
Right.
You know, I'm not broke anymore, so it's like, this is comfort. This is safe. Fuck safe. I'm trying to go to the next level. This ain't enough. Because again, I had a plan. Now, you know, I think this might help, Dave, because you could shed some light on this, because I don't come from this, and I don't think I know too many people who are like this.
Right.
But what is it like, you know, coming from a family that has both parents there, and you have every reason to do whatever the hell you want and mess up as much as you want, but still work hard? How do you do that? How do you keep yourself from getting yourself trapped and saying, you know, my parents will help me or this or that? How do you keep yourself rolling?
Honestly, bro, I felt that comfort. Like I snapped myself out of it. You know, like a lot of people, you know, who don't know me well enough know that when I graduated, I came back for the summer, but I moved out and moved across the country. You know, by the end of the end of the
You
summer.
did?
And that was, yeah, bro. Like I moved. I hate you. But it was a big comfort thing for me. Like I came home to like everything situated for me, and like it's kind of hard to get that I'm trying to get up off the couch mentality when like no one's forcing you to, or like when no one's telling you like, you know, go find a new job, or like, you know, go pursue a career. You know, I can, you know, this household is a safety net for you. Like if you're used to the safety net, it's like you don't really have no urge to get up and want to go get whatever you want to get on your own. So I come from a household that's like that. But when I moved out and I moved, you know, away on my own, I was gone for 2 years. It was like I had to really figure out how to move on my, especially if I wanted things. Like I was living in a situation that like wasn't the best, like, but I wanted more. And like the more you sit in a situation that's uncomfortable, the more you really want comfort, you know. And that's where that sense of like entitlement comes, where people get comfortable in a situation that's like, well, you know, it's cool staying at home. You know, I can stay home with my parents all day long, you know, until I'm 29, and not worry, you know, that they're not gonna kick me out, you know. Or you could wake up and say like, I want things of my own. I want my own privacy. I want my own space. I want to own things. Let me go get it, because ain't nobody gonna give it to me. So that sense of entitlement is like it's either
So
you
it was
snap
almost
out of
like
it early.
I would say it's almost like a make or break. You know,
It's like
it's either you're gonna
make or break.
It's either you're
It
gonna
is,
go
bro.
out there into the world, you know, fail and run home, and then
Mm-hmm.
you know cower, or you're gonna be like, fuck it.
Fuck that,
It might have
yeah.
been a fail,
Right.
but guess what? I'm just gonna bounce back even better than that, because when
Right.
I get out there, you know, I'm gonna do me, and I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna continue to grow, and I'm not gonna cower in that, you know, entitlement.
No, but especially speaking about cowering away, like I won't even say that I moved out and I succeeded. You know, I moved out and I fell straight on my face. You know, the situations I was in for those 2 years was like, it was pleasant, but like as a parent, you know, you want your kid to move out into a situation that's comfortable for them. You know, when you have a kid who moves out and he's literally experiencing life on his own and he's figuring out how to do life on his own, I mean, you can't really expect much from them but failure, you know. So in return, most kids will run and cower back home because they don't know, they can't manage it financially. They don't know how to make it work. You know, they're not happy, whatever the case may be. My situation was started with failure, but I didn't run home, you know, because I couldn't figure it out. I stuck it through and I figured it out. But in how that relates back to that self entitlement, it's like it is a make or break. It's like a switch. You either flip that switch and say, I'm gonna get it on my own, I'm gonna figure it out on my own, I'm gonna learn on my own, or I'm not. You know, I feel like a lot of kids. I won't speak for a lot of kids, a lot of families, but the families that I know of, you know, who come from a dual parent household, they get comfortable. You know, they get comfortable in the fact that they have two parents who can provide for them. They get comfortable in the fact that, you know, they're not really asking too much of them, you know, especially if they haven't done anything yet. They haven't done anything with a career. They haven't went to school. They haven't at least experienced something. It's like a trap you fall into. It's like, I'm so comfortable that I don't even know how to make a move. Or like, I'm so content in like watching that I don't even know how to do on my own.
Or you're so content watching that you're telling them how they're making their move,
bro.
and
Exactly.
they're doing it so great. It's so then why don't you go do your own move?
Bro. It's a bunch of
Since you
silent
know.
watchers. So as far as you know, that sense of entitlement, bro, that's like, it's sad to see. You know, a lot of these kids nowadays feel like they are deserving of whatever the hell they want, and it's not a comfortable place to, you know, to kind of live. It's not a comfortable thing to see either. You know, it's hard to see kids our age, you know, people our age talk about, you know, I deserve this, bro, or you know what, you know, I'm gonna go wash a couple cars. I'm gonna go give, you know, the crackhead on the corner $30. You know, where my 3 bands at? I deserve it. I just did a good deed. Like, come on, bro, really? Like, really? You do one good deed and now you you the man. Like,
you do one good thing and all of a sudden you the man.
That sense of entitlement is just it's rough. You know, it's a rough area especially for people who like myself, who come from a dual parent household. I just refuse to I just refuse to be content with it. You know, I don't have anything yet. I don't own nothing yet. I don't have my name on anything yet. So I have no reason to be content. you know, and that's why I move the way I do, you know. You come from a situation where, you know, nothing's ever been handed to you, and so you refuse to back down. You refuse to settle for anything less than, you know, the tip top of what you actually deserve, you know. And some people aren't built that way, bro. It's rough. It's rough. You gotta be built a certain way for that.
That's a dope side to show, you know, because a lot of people it's actually not very uncommon to find people with broken families. Like, that's the new norm. So when you sit there and you're like, oh, you know, I grew up with a single parent, or my mom raised me, or my dad raised me.
Nah, bro.
That ain't nothing new. That is exactly how kids are raised these days. So my perspective is nothing new to what they already know, right? Your perspective is very different because that's harder, right? It's hard for people to just stick it out because they have commitment issues. Go watch some of the old podcasts. We talked about it. You know, people are scared to commit. They're scared to, you know, give their whole life to somebody. That's neither here nor there. This is what it's about. All it comes down to is don't allow yourself to be mentally shackled to your preconceived notions that you're not good enough, right? You're entitled because you're comfortable. Comfortability is the worst drug in the world. You know, it's like, it's worse than sugar. But it's one of those things that it's like, if you never get out of it and you never learn that, oh yeah, I am feeling entitled. Oh yeah, I do feel like I deserve these things and I haven't done nothing to earn them. Well, then that's a look in the mirror. Go back and start taking ownership of your life. Right? All these things are about being tied together. All this is, like I said, you fall into those traps and you get stuck there, right? If you feel this ain't you, I don't care if you don't think this ain't you. This is for people who know that they are entitled. They know that they sit up all day, you know, they be playing video games, they be spending thousands of dollars on Jordans. They know damn well they don't deserve that shit. They didn't work for it. They didn't earn it. You sit at home all day, you understand, right? If your greatest accomplishment is what your mom or dad did,
or if your greatest accomplishment is what your mom and dad told you to do. Like if your parents told you to go to school,
like you gotta at some point.
Okay. You just did what they told you to do.
You just did what they said. So then you're gonna continue to do. You're gonna continue to do what people tell you to do. So like Dave knows, it's one of those things where don't hold yourself back. Know that you're better. You're better than what you see. Right? My biggest flaw is I assume and I hold people to this like higher standard, and they always let me down. Right? And it's just like one of those things where I'm like, I'm always frustrated with people because I think they're better than what they are. My bad. I think you can be. My bad. I think you can work harder than what you show. I'm so sorry that I expect a lot more from you. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Right. Exactly. Right. That's my fault. I shouldn't have expected that much from you. But that's all I have to say. You know, like I said, this was quick. This was easy. It's damn near 10:30.
We gotta get up in the morning and do it all over again.
But I had to get this done because at the end of the day, we still got work to do. Right? We don't stop.
9 to 5, 5 to 10, bro.
5 to 10.
Second shift right now.
I don't care.
So, as always, you know what I'm saying? We appreciate y'all.
I'm out.
It's Dave, it's Chach, and we out of here. Hey, last time he called me Little Dave. It's Big Dave over here, boy. I'm out of here.